Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting, out of this world,
Hello there.
spectacular. Hello there, Jordan.
Hello
Movies,
there.
music, and middle age. Thank you for joining. Thank you for listening to our NPR show. I'm kidding, of course. What are we talking about today? What do we have on the agenda on the plate for today for our lovely listeners?
Today we're going to talk about the critically acclaimed. No, again, continuing with the NPR, we're doing a versus, as long
Yes,
as I remember what we're actually supposed to be doing this week. A versus Star Wars
yes,
versus the
a
prequels
correct.
versus the sequels. Episode one, two, and three versus seven, eight, and nine.
I have decided that we're going to include the timeline prequels in there too.
Listen, I am well versed enough in the Star Wars to talk. You could. There's no surprising. We could spend this pod talking
Yeah,
about the holiday
yeah.
special, which I
May
have
the
watched more than
yeah.
twice. So
That's two times too many. Yes. So the for those of you who don't know, and I don't see why the overlap of the Venn diagram would be you listening to our show, but there are the original three movies, there are the sequels, and there are the prequels for Star Wars, and then there's a few kind of one-offs, right? So, yes, we're not talking about the original three, the OG Star Wars movies, if you will. We're going to be talking about
yes,
the late 90s, early 2000s George Lucas prequels, and then the various directors' sequels. So that is it. It's not scientific as usual, right? It is our opinion. And Jordan has no idea what the questions are. We have not talked about this in advance, so it's the same as our other versus episodes. So
but I have been talking about Star Wars
yes, you and I
for
have
forever.
chatted about it. So the same kind of quote rules apply. We'll each get one vote or 1 point for each question. We'll total them up and then see who the winner is ultimately at the end of the episode. So I'm going to keep
Yes.
track and we will kick it off with question number one, Jordan. Which series or which group of movies had the better actors? Go.
Oh, oh, oh. This
Didn't see that
is
coming.
this is difficult because, well, as much as I love Ewan McGregor, I think he's a really great actor. I really would have to give it to the sequels. Um, I think Oscar Isaac. Yeah, Oscar Isaac probably clears a couple. Laura Dern was in the last
Very, very
Jedi.
minor role, but
Still, Adam Driver, he's really good.
I ran into him
Um,
in the shower once. He had an APAC.
yeah, I heard he was shredded.
He was. First comes the
Um,
rain. Sorry, yeah.
for the, for the six people who are gonna get that, you're
So
welcome.
what you're saying
Oh
is
God, now I'm like trying to think of Natalie
those
Portman,
people,
great actress. Hayden Christensen.
Samuel L. Jackson,
Oh shit, I take it
Liam
back.
Neeson,
I take it back. I take it back. I'm bringing it back.
um,
You,
I was gonna say
yeah.
Haley Joel Osment, but that's the wrong child actor. Why can't I think of his? Why can't I think of young Anakin's
Jake
name?
Lloyd.
Jake Lloyd, thank you.
Jake Lloyd. God damn.
But then you have Harrison
I'm just
Ford in the sequels. I mean,
well for
granted,
one
for
episode.
yeah. Well, if you're gonna play the Laura Dern card, I can
Oh,
play the Harrison
true.
Ford
Okay,
card.
yeah. Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher. So you had the OGs in there. Um,
I'm gonna do
damn.
something never before done on a versus episode of movies, music, middle age. I'm gonna give it a tie. I'm gonna give half a point to each one. You
Shit.
you don't need to follow me. We don't need to
No,
copy
I
each
don't.
other.
I don't. I guess I'm gonna give it to the prequels.
All right. So the
Yeah, I'm
current
gonna have to give it
score
to the prequels.
in an unheard of event here,
First
it
time
is
ever.
1.5
We don't
for the
believe in ties here in America, so this is
to
very
zero point 0.5 for the sequels. I mean, I think there's great actors in both, right? I mean, we're just trying to not be somewhat
yes.
ridiculous here, right? But I mean, you have the OG, right? You have Harrison Ford, you had Mark Hamill, you had Carrie Fisher, um,
Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac,
Um,
right? But Ewan McGregor is a great actor. Samuel L. Jackson.
Kerry Russell was in the third one. That well, number nine.
Number nine. Yeah, oh, I have to
Yeah,
do,
The
I
Rise of
had to quick math.
Skywalker.
There's 1.5, there's point 0.5, there's 9. I
Doesn't
had to
even
do
show her
that.
face. She was just in it because of Abrams.
But I think a general comment, which is fair, is I think there's some strong actors in both set of movies, I think.
Yes.
So we can any other actors that you could think of? Yeah, Hayden Christensen got a lot of hate. I think he's done a good job in the new Disney shows that he's been in
Yes, he's been
sporadically.
excellent. He's been excellent in that.
Um,
I've loved those. John Boyega. I was trying
yeah,
to remember.
yeah,
Daisy Ridley.
and I think a not
Lupita Nyong'o. I forgot that she was in um Star Wars.
so there you go. See, all right, so we're right. We have the
Yeah,
voice of James
I'll
Earl
still
Jones.
stick. Oh, Gwendolyn Christie. Shit.
It's not too late,
No,
but
I'm still
once we
gonna
move
no, I'm
on to
gonna
number
still
two, okay.
prequels.
Okay, so 1.5 for the prequels to point 0.5 for the sequels. All right.
Yeah,
All right. That one, we can cross that one off the list, folks. Okay. Number two, drum roll.
which
Better
no one heard.
directors.
Better directors. Um, See, I have to look up who directed the prequels. I
Well,
know who directed the sequels, Rian
well,
Johnson
no,
and
the
J.J.
prequels were
Abrams for,
all
I mean the
were
sequels.
I
Yep.
was gonna say they're all George Lucas.
Oh, they were all George. I didn't
Yeah.
realize they were all Lucas.
No, no, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give that to the sequels.
Because I
I
think they
love
had
George Lucas, but as terms of directing, um,
yep, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith were all George Lucas. Then you had J.J. Abrams did 7
fine.
and 9, and
Yeah.
Ryan Johnson did
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give it to the sequels on that. That's no diss to Lucas, but Abrams and Johnson, I think, are in the directing. Love Lucas,
so
but
one for the
pure
sequels,
directing,
huh?
I'm gonna give it to the sequels.
I'm gonna. I don't think I want to preface this by saying I don't think George Lucas is a great director. I think the best of the original nine was Irvin Kershner, but I really, really, really genuinely enjoy Revenge of the Sith.
Oh,
Much,
it's great.
much, much more than. I'll
Love
just say
that.
more. I want to say much more, more than any of the seven, eight, and nine. So I'm gonna give it to George Lucas, which I feel like is I need like an asterisk next to that, but
I really like The Last Jedi. I thought it was the only one of the sequels that like tried to do anything risky, and then the rest of it went back to they got like scared and they had to go back to like
I
the formula.
I went to see The Last Jedi in the movies with a couple of my friends. One of them who listens, Danny's out there. I know he listens. And I fell asleep numerous times. I did not enjoy it. Maybe I need to
Oh,
revisit it. I don't know. I just like three times I fell asleep. I did just not enjoy it. But I've seen some movies that I didn't like the first
and
watch, and then
the throne room
um
fight scene,
I
so
got
good.
the movie lost me with like the prank phone call. But
Oh,
whatever.
that happened in 5 seconds. I will say before I go down, I'm not gonna get on my soapbox, but there's so much silly stuff in all the Star Wars that people like to harp on the silly stuff in the sequels, completely ignoring the silly stuff in the
It
other
just
movies.
fairly or unfairly, it is what it is, right? I mean, I'm not gonna lie about how I made it. I'm not saying it's objectively right, but it immediately took me out of the movie. I remember like it happened yesterday. I was like, "Wow, what is this?" But anyway, that's not the point of this conversation. So, okay,
Yes.
George
All right.
Lucas for me and JJ and not JJ from Good Times, but JJ and Ryan Johnson for you. Okay, fine.
Dynamite, number three.
You said we are gonna be raises. That was close, Jordan.
It's your
Um,
JJ Walker. How dare you?
okay, better soundtracks.
Oh, the prequels.
All
I
right.
mean, just Duel of Fates, just like that's right up there with and
Fun fact, they're all John
that's
Williams, so it's really John Williams versus
well,
himself.
yes,
Versus
but
himself, I should say. Sorry.
the Duel of the Fates, and I don't remember the actual name of the score on the Battle of Mustafar,
Okay.
but those two right there, they're like up there with the original as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
They're
yeah. I remember, and maybe it's just me. I swear I'm right though, but wasn't I mean, what's the whole other conversation? But I remember when the Phantom Menace was going to come out because there was what was it, 83 was Return of the Jedi and Phantom Menace was 99. So quick math, what was that? 16 years, right? Almost 20 years. I'm rounding up obviously, but almost 20 years between movies and there was such hype around Phantom Menace. Wasn't there a music video on MTV for the Duel of the Fates, even though it wasn't like a song, a band song? It
uh, I
was like the
think you're
premiere.
remembering. Oh, I thought see, I thought you were like remembering when Weird Al Yankovic did the the Star Wars
No,
or
I swear they premiered it on MTV, which felt
maybe.
there was so much hype for it. But
Oh God.
yeah,
If people listening, I don't know how many people listening that are younger, but the hype for the prequels was,
insane.
I mean, they made Jar Jar Binks lollipops where you sucked on the tongue. So there you go.
I'm gonna give it to the so we're both on the prequels on this one.
Both from the prequels on this one.
Oh, so we are it's 4.5 for the prequels and
One and
1.5 for
a,
the
yeah.
sequels.
Yeah.
The
So
sequels are
far.
getting their ass handed to them, but there's still time to come back. There's a lot of questions. I mean, I hesitated putting this question on because it's John Williams versus John Williams. And this
But
is
the songs are
subjective.
different.
Yes, I was gonna say my general philosophy, for lack of a better word, with these kind of questions is if I sit down right now and just say, give me a second, and I try to think of, right, can I hum a song? Is there a song in my head that, for example, Indiana Jones, I can hum it, right? The
Oh yeah.
Imperial March, right, Jaws, boom. There's nothing, I'm sure if you give me maybe 20 minutes, but there's nothing I can immediately say, oh yeah, the theme from The Last Jedi. I can't think of anything.
No, I can't. I can't.
Doesn't
Not
mean
to
it's
say that
bad. Doesn't make it
no,
bad, but just
I've
there's
listened
nothing
to it.
memorable.
Correct.
So, all right, we're in agreement. That's the first one we agreed on. First out of the three.
Uh,
Okay.
nice.
The the next question here. So, how about this? This might be redundant, but the better kind of secondary cast, the better secondary characters.
Huh. Okay. So prequels, I guess. I mean, Jar Jar is in the
That's a
prequels.
negative. So we just, I feel like that trump everything, right?
Um,
We just automatically lose the prequels
Kit.
automatically. Two
No, no.
points.
I mean, the prequels had Kit Fisto, um,
That sounds like a G.I. Joe villain.
Mace Windu. Uh,
Mace
I
Windu's
mean,
badass
Yoda technically was a side character.
with his purple lightsaber.
His purple lightsaber. I stand by the fact that I think he survived being thrown out the window, because I want him to have survived.
Of course, then that's
Order 66. What else? There was the guy
execute
with
order 66.
the guy with the penis head who cared about the a droid attack on the Wookiees. Um,
I don't know his
Plo
name.
Koon. Sorry,
Okay.
Master Plo.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Watto
Watto. Only credits. Your Jedi mind tricks don't work on me.
with his wings flapping
With
the
his
entire time.
wings,
Yeah,
his
yeah.
uh,
He had to close up the
boss
shop though to
nass.
get to the temple before the
Yes, that
temple
was
closed.
so blatantly. Oh my
Watto had
God.
to get to temple. I'm surprised he was allowed to work on the weekends. Watto.
Anakin, turn on my oven for me. Um,
I
yeah,
don't.
that was pretty blatant. But the
Were there a
sequels
lot of
had,
non-human secondary characters in the sequels?
I mean, the sequels had Lupita Nyong'o was in The Force Awakens. Um,
Oh yeah, didn't she have like
she
giant
was,
glasses, like Coke
yeah,
bottle glasses?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Uh, let's see. Chewbacca technically, I guess, was a secondary character
But that can
in
go
the
into both those.
sequels.
That almost cancels it out, right?
Carrie
Hmm.
Fisher can, yeah. I feel like the cast maybe wasn't as large.
I feel like
Does
George
that
Lucas
feel
also kind of was
right?
like CGI. I didn't realize we could use this, and he just started going ape shit, just
Yes.
creating,
Yes, I'm gonna
secondary
some weird boy that's gonna have one line to Anakin, and
General
he's gonna look
Grievous.
like, yeah, General Go.
Why do you have emphysema?
I mean the story I recall is they got the voice from like George Lucas's coughing. I think that's actually his real coughing. Like he came in with bronchitis or something.
And and I mean this subjectively,
Fine
sincerely,
saber for my collection.
one of the greatest, the most fun names to say, Count Dooku.
I was really upset by that name because yes, it's a fun name to
It's
say, but
just,
come on,
I don't care. I'm 45. It's Count
come
Dooku.
on,
Count Dooku.
Dooku.
Count
And,
Dooku.
and try saying that like having fear. Like I could have him coming at me with his lightsaber, be like, I'm like, who are you? Count Dooku. I'm like, I'm gonna snicker. Like
I
that's your name is Pooh. Um,
I'm gonna give it to the prequels.
you know what? With
Under
yeah, I
duress.
mean with Count Dooku in it, but I'm blanking on his name, Sir.
Christopher Lee.
Yeah, Sir Christopher Lee. I mean, that's an iconic actor right there.
100%.
So,
So,
yeah, I guess the prequels are gonna win
oh
this one
man,
again.
this is almost over already at this.
Yeah, Boss Nass.
Boss
Nisa don't
Nass.
care about them.
That Boss Nass, I think, was like the local sheriff on Dukes of Hazzard or
Vice
something.
and the
Okay.
viceroys who I refuse to do
No,
their
yes.
voice.
All right.
I will
You
not
said
do
there.
that
You
voice.
said there. Oh, that's where you draw a line.
I
Okay.
refuse.
Question number five.
I can do Watto for obvious reasons.
Better. Yes. Yes. You worked at a store for one summer as an intern. Better rewatch value.
um,
Or I could phrase it as which one do you find yourself going back to more? How about that? That's the same kind of question.
see, it's funny because when it comes to the prequels, if I was gonna randomly watch, I'd only really want to watch the third one again. I
Agreed.
mean, I would
Agreed.
watch the first or second one, but I wouldn't. I mean, for people who don't know me, I'd watch any Star
Yeah. Yeah.
Wars.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't care. So, and but if you're also including, because you decided to include the other prequels, so we're talking about Rogue One, and
Yeah.
I'm assuming we're talking about Solo.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes it unfair because at
Yeah.
that
Because
point
there's
now it's
more. There's
five to
two more. Yeah.
three.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll take those out then. We'll take those out for this question.
Um, I feel like the I could just watch. A, I know you disagree, but like the other ones, the sequel ones, I think because they played so much into what people were used to with Star Wars, I feel
Right.
like the prequels kind of try to take a chance on telling a different type of story.
Take a chance. Take a chance. Sorry.
Take a chance on it. I don't know, probably the sequels
Okay. That's fair. That's fair. I mean, that's
because
fine. So
and I'll say that because when it comes to the prequels, prequel anything, you lose certain like, oh, what's gonna happen?
right.
Like,
Right.
like
Well, The Force
I
Awakens is a
wonder.
remake of A New Hope, but that's another
Yes, but
conversation.
I meant it more like the like, oh my God, Chewbacca's dangling from a train. I hope he makes it. And he'll be fine.
So you're giving your point to the sequels, though.
I'll give it to the sequels.
Okay. I'm still gonna go with the prequels. I am genuinely
Since you can't even
surprised.
finish one of the sequels.
I finished it. I mean, I actually I remembered I did watch it a second time with my son because he wanted to, watch all of them, and I think I was just in. I didn't think I disliked it, but I just think I was indifferent. So okay, so it's still 7.5 to 2.5. So
Yeah, I think we know what's
okay,
happening here.
that's yeah. Well, there's still a ways to go. All right, question number six: better villains.
Oh, better villains.
I mean,
I mean, you had
Palpatine. Well,
Grievous
Palpatine's in
and
both, though,
Dooku.
apparently.
Palpatine, yeah, Palpatine's in both.
No,
No, no.
no.
I
I'm
only I
so
have
weak.
the power to save the ones you love.
It seems in your anger you killed her. There's
No.
nothing funny about that scene. It's like
No.
20 years of
It's
movies have been building towards that emotional climax.
emotional no outburst. The sequel I felt didn't
Ooh.
really have. I mean, you had Kylo Ren, which besides having an APAC was pretty cool villain.
Yeah,
Especially when you first see him and he stops the blaster bolt in midair.
but is he better
Nothing you've
than
really seen.
Palpatine?
But then you're like, okay, but you have Palpatine in the sequels
Is
too.
Ben better than Palpatine?
Um,
Ben Solo?
in the prequels, yes. Palpatine in the
Okay.
prequels I mean, he didn't do anything except be a manipulative uh member of the Galactic Republic, and that's just far-fetched to think that you would have someone whose role it is to serve the public interest would just use it
Uh,
to consolidate power and do things for people
there
he
was a
liked.
whole subplot that George Lucas wrote about lobbyists
Listen,
in the galactic
the prequels definitely helped me learn about what's going on today.
the lobbyists. They're like, makers of
I mean, the Trade Federation
lightsabers.
routes are being closed, similar to the way
Yeah,
the Straits of
yeah.
Hormuz are being closed, right? So there you
The
go.
lightsaber makers are like war is good for sales. We're losing the thread here. Okay, so your argument
So
is that Kylo Ren is better than because he's not really
Palpatine in the
Palpatine until
prequels,
like an hour and a half into Revenge of the Sith.
yes, and
Well,
then
who
he's
else is it?
spinning around in general Grievous.
But who else is there in the sequels besides? Because you
There
can't
was
Palpatine,
Snoke
Palpatine.
for a little bit. You didn't know what Snoke was. He was kind of ominous. And then you have like the generals. I mean, but you know what? I give it to the prequels. I forgot Darth Maul. And this is where if you watch the supplementary stuff, which obviously not what we're talking about, but the way they made and fleshed out Maul in
Hmm.
subsequent television shows
Yeah,
and specials and everything else. Yeah,
the
Maul,
prequels
Dooku, and
are
Grievous.
getting a lot of.
You know what? because what's happening to the prequels is the same thing that's going to happen to the sequels. In 20 years from now,
Yeah,
people
yeah,
are
yeah.
going to have the kids who grew up with the sequels are going to wax poetic about it, and people are going to have like, oh, this everyone always loved the sequels, and be like, listen, I was there. Shut the hell up. That's not what happened.
All right. Next question. So it's 9.5 to 2.5. Better heroes, better good guy, whatever. The better,
Uh,
better good guys.
I mean, I know people have their opinions on this. I did like Ray as a character. Um, I liked Finn as a character. I liked Poe as a character, even though I still don't understand how he survived the plane crash and the Force Awakens, and then why he didn't go back after his droid, but he decided to just leave and hightail it back to
He
the
survived the same
Resistance.
way Indiana Jones survived a nuclear bomb in a fridge. But okay, sorry, go ahead.
Um, so I'm getting serious here.
Yeah,
Let's
please
see.
do. Let's get serious.
Let's
You
see.
want to
The
get nuts?
prequels. Want to get nuts? We can get nuts. Had
Let's get nuts.
Qui-Gon, Mace, Windu,
Obi-Wan,
Obi-Wan,
Mace Windu,
and I mean, and Obi-Wan in the prequels
Padme kind
really,
of became a
yeah,
hero.
Padme was shooting people. Um, it's hard. I
You
mean,
had
I'm only saying it's hard because I feel bad to say again the prequels, but I'm just trying to think about where the sequels
Senator
had.
Smits,
Yeah, Bail Organa Smiths.
Senator Bail Organa Smits.
Yes, I still love when he's trying to like find out what's going on in the Jedi Temple, and they're like, "Get out of here!" He's like, "So it is," and then just turns around and hightails. Like, all right,
Well, I think because he knew he was, they're like, you're dead if you don't leave, right? I mean,
yeah,
he read the
yes.
room. I think he was smart. Yeah.
I think yeah, live to fight another day,
You had
and then
Chewie,
get blown up. Um,
Yoda,
yeah, I guess the prequels again.
right? I think
It
so.
has to.
Yeah, I think so. You had Padme's body double. Um,
That Keira Knightley.
yeah, who people apparently can't tell apart, but I don't understand. But anyway, yeah,
This is a bloodbath.
this is a landslide.
This is
It's
this
a
is like
bloodbath. The
this is like what
prequels slit their
Anakin did to
throat.
this. This
I
is like what
just
Anakin did to the Sand People in Attack of the Clones.
I hate them.
And Padme was like, "I can fix him."
Not just the men too.
The women and the children,
The
and that
women, the
wasn't a deal
children.
breaker. Still not a deal breaker for her.
Have you ever seen that? I don't know if it
Never.
is a meme, whatever I'll call it a meme, like where it's like it's Natalie Portman in like that leather outfit,
Yes.
and they're like,
Yes.
"This is the outfit she chose to break up with him."
Yeah. I'm not interested, but I wore
Yeah,
my Dom
yeah,
outfit
yeah.
just in case I change my
Oh
mind
my God, no wonder
mid
he chose
floating
it.
pair.
The women and the
Um,
children too. I hate them. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the prequels. It's over. I mean, it's not officially over, but it's over. Wait, let me see how many more points are there.
Game
One,
over,
two, four,
man.
six, eight,
Game
10.
over.
There's still 10 points. There's 10 points.
Gotta
If
nuke
the
it from
sequels
orbit,
sweep, yeah, it's the only way to be sure. If the sequels sweep the last remaining questions here, they could pull it out
which they
and they'll
won't.
they won't. Better special effects
Oh,
up for
uh,
grabs.
I mean, I think for that one, I would say the sequels.
I would agree with doing that one.
There are certain parts, and I'm able to watch movies. I think most adults are able to watch movies where obviously the CGI has not aged because of how fast technology has gone. It doesn't take me out of it, but
The
yeah,
yeah,
it's not as good
the
as
CGI for
obviously
Phantom Menace is, for lack of a better word, painful. I'm just gonna
in some parts, yes.
Yeah, I mean not the space
They're
stuff, the ships,
clearly
but like the characters, the big
yeah,
shots where it's the droids or hundreds of droids on a
well, that
space
was also
looks like
because
garbage.
Lucas was like, yes, all this stuff. Like, I feel like 90% of the movie was shot in blue/green screen. Even if they could have done it
In
in
a
like a
server,
soundstage, they were
on a
still like,
server.
nope.
Yeah, I don't think there's much debate here. I mean, I know a ton about movies. I read tons of books. I own tons of books. I don't even know, a countless number of books on movies. I know how a lot of this stuff is done. And it's the CGI is so good now that even though I know 100% how it's being done, my brain still accepts it as being real, which is a scary thought. But
Yes.
yeah, the special effects was, yeah, I don't think there's a debate here. So I think we'll just
No.
move on from this question. So
Yes.
the sequels, I think it's the only one they've swept, right? That they've won both.
They're still alive.
All right, they're still alive. They're like, don't count us out yet. Comeback season. All right. Better costumes, better outfits, costumes.
I mean, we already
It could be
just
anybody.
mentioned Natalie Portman's outfit when she broke up with.
Just over? Should we just mark it as the prequels?
Like, well,
Just
keep going
I did not
from
expect
there.
you. Is there even any point in talking about
I'm trying to,
that
I'm
one outfit?
thinking,
That
I'm
one
thinking,
outfit just.
that was it. Um, I'm
Oh
trying.
God, we're such perverts. Yeah, Natalie
I'm
Portman. Natalie
trying.
Portman wins it on her own. She
Okay,
rode this.
so
She
I'm gonna
rode this
try.
team to
I'm gonna
victory.
try. Captain Phasma from from the sequel. I thought that was a really cool
Uh-huh.
silver, uh, you know,
Oh, the stormtrooper
st
outfit.
the
Yeah,
stormtrooper outfit
yeah,
that she had.
yeah. I'm sorry. I'm still on
Um,
Natalie Portman. I apologize out
hmm,
there.
hmm. Let me.
I mean, the stormtrooper. I would say, generally
Did
speaking, yeah,
people
there was
wear
like the
other
red ones
clothes?
and the silver stormtrooper outfits. But I would say in general, I don't know. Stormtroopers are kind of stormtroopers, yeah, other than a few
I don't
random
know. I
ones.
mean, they did make again watching the supplementary day shows. They made the clone troopers a little bit more. They fleshed them out, but in the time of the movie, I'm just looking at the movie. They were just basically stormtrooper from the originals, but just with like embellishments.
Little souped up. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the clone troopers, I'm not gonna. And again, they some of them look not great just because. But you did have Jango Fett in
The
the
prequels.
prequels, which was
Yeah.
pretty sweet.
Yep. Yep.
The sequels, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just I just needs more time, but the sequels just didn't feel like there was anything that was iconic, that
No.
was different
No.
about it, other than, you might not recognize C3PO because of his red arm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other
Yeah. Yeah.
than that, what really was there that was different?
No, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I mean the template was kind of made for them, right? So they kind of had to
Yes.
follow that. But I guess we have to give it. I'm gonna give it to the prequels. I mean,
Yeah, I have
mostly
to.
for half of what you said, and mostly for Natalie Portman here. But
Yeah,
um,
I'm good. The prequels too. So the sequels are going to lose, but it's now by how much?
yeah. Oh my God, 13 and a half to 4.5. It's not too good. This is my math correct. It is that equals 18. Okay. And Natalie, if you're listening, we're sorry. You're a great actress. Black Swan was amazing.
She was good in Annihilation too, but that's about it.
Yes, and she was good in.
V
Um,
for Vendetta. We don't have to keep.
yeah,
She's
yeah.
not listening.
She's
She
not. She
looked
is
good in that
listening. Her and
outfit
Spike
too.
have a listening party. All right. I think I know the answer, but I'll ask this one. There's only three more questions left. Bigger hype surrounding the release of these movies.
Oh, I mean, we grew up in it. The hype for the prequels was unmatched. The sequels were exciting, but I don't think and maybe just because I was younger, but I felt like the hype for the prequels was just fever pitch. Like
Yeah, I, I
it was nothing like the sequels, and I was excited for the sequels,
I feel
but
like there was a lot of hype for The Force Awakens because there was the hype of, Harrison Ford is back, Mark Hamill's back,
yeah,
Carrie Fisher's back, and then it turned into a giant pile of nothing.
yeah,
For the
I
most
mean,
part.
because Luke doesn't say a word
Luke doesn't say a
in the
word. He
whole
has
first.
10 seconds of screen time.
That too. Yes.
Here's how I would say it. I would say there was a massive amount of hype for Phantom Menace. There was a massive amount of hype for Revenge of the Sith because everybody knew he was turning into Darth Vader, right? There was hype to
Yes. Oh
see
my
that.
God.
So,
I saw that at midnight. That was
um, oh my God, that was, yeah, I saw all
the
three of
hype.
those.
It has to be the prequels.
Yeah, yeah, because other than the Force, I mean, I don't,
The Force Awakens had the
yeah,
hype, but then
yeah,
you
but that
had
was
the
it.
internet. You had the
Yeah.
internet bullshit that tore everything down before it even happened, and then people are like,
I mean,
"Ooh."
that's not isolated to Star Wars though these days. But yeah, I'm gonna
No,
have to
but
say this because, like I said, yeah, Phantom Menace just because it was the first one in 16 years, and Revenge of the Sith because everybody's like, we know it's coming, but I just want to finally, after 20 years at this point, right? I want to see him become Darth Vader. So I think that
yes,
wins. Oh
yes.
man, brutal, brutal, brutal for Ryan Johnson and JJ. Sorry. All right, two last questions here. The biggest cultural impact.
Again, the prequels.
Why? Expand,
Well,
expand.
okay, I'll expand. Right now, yeah, I'll put a caveat in it. We don't know how impact of the sequels because they're not haven't
That's
been
too
out very
soon.
long,
Too soon, as the
and they are
kids say.
planning on making more, and they really haven't made a lot of supplemental things that took place within the time frame of
Yes.
the sequels. I know Ahsoka takes place after, so after, the second Death Star, the TV show, after the
Hmm.
second Death Star has been destroyed. Um, so that takes place in the sequel era, but I feel like we're only now just
Yeah,
getting the
yeah.
supplementary stuff.
There
So
hasn't been
maybe at
enough
some point there will
time.
be. Yes, yes. So I think Yeah, I think we just need a little bit more time to see. Right now,
And you,
obviously, it's the prequels, but there's not hasn't been enough time for the
and you could
sequels.
also make the argument, and again, unfairly so, just because of time, but you could also make the argument that not that they would have, right? But if in some alternate universe the prequels flopped or weren't as well received, then there are no sequels, really, right?
Yes.
Because look at Star
Right.
Trek, right? I mean, I know different series, but like it hasn't had the legs going forward that, Star Wars has, right? So
No.
not that it flopped. I'm not suggesting. I'm just saying it didn't have as much popularity, right? So maybe if Star Wars was kind of, oh, it's good, right? But it just the hardcore nerds, right? Maybe it doesn't get bought out by Disney. Maybe they don't make the sequels.
Yeah, we don't get all
Um,
the supplementary stuff. We don't get the
correct,
Clone Wars. We don't get the
correct. So
Rebels. But yeah, so I'm gonna have to say prequels for
yeah,
now
I'm gonna agree with you. But we're
with an
if we're still doing
asterisk.
this in 15 years, we'll revisit this question. All right, the last question here, and this is good. We'll have a little bit of time to wrap this up. The final question, not that it matters, it's already decided. Very more of a fun question. Better merchandise, toys, video games, etc. Include whatever you want. Lunchbox, Burger King glasses, whatever you want.
God, shoot, it is difficult just because being an adult that doesn't have
Well, you're an adult. We're adults
money.
by number only.
Yes, but beating, I'm not looking scouring for toys.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying that while I have a Lego Millennium Falcon behind me, but I'm trying to think about like what I mean, there were some video games.
I mean,
I
the
remember
Battlefront games, I don't know if you play the new ones. Those are,
Battlefront games were fun.
yeah. I mean, they were out for a while though too in the past.
I mean, but Star Wars had like the newer thing. Well, no, Outlaws, Star Wars Outlaws. I don't know what that didn't really, that's not actually from the sequel era, so I won't do that. I mean, I think about books. There's been a lot more books, I think, written about the sequel era than the
Okay.
prequel era. So I've read a bunch of those books, but those, this is hard. Um,
I'm almost gonna.
what would you say?
I would
I'm gonna,
probably say, and this is maybe unfair, but I feel like the sequels deserve some love here. I think just because of the availability of different types of merchandise in general at this point in time versus maybe 20 years ago, I'm gonna have to give it to the sequels, right? They have, yeah,
there's been
there's,
a lot of books.
yeah,
Chuck Wendig wrote three books that take place right after. I would just, I'm gonna count that with the sequel era. So that the aftermath of after the second Death Star being destroyed. Um,
the prequels were like came out in age where, I was like 20, 21, 22. It was like I still watched the movies, but I wasn't, I mean, not that now I
yeah,
don't care, right? But at 20,
all of
I
them
was,
got Lego games, so I
yeah,
can't count
yeah.
that. So yeah, I mean, I could throw the sequels a bone too, just because you're right. There are more things out there now, but they don't tell you like, hey, unless it's a Clone War helmet,
Right,
it's
right,
not
right, right,
like,
right.
hey, get this Lego. This is only for the sequels. It's like,
My son did have I wonder if he still has it. Oh, I wonder if we got rid of it. Anyway, there were those light up lightsabers that made the noise.
yes,
He had a Kylo Ren one, which was cool. Everybody wanted that one because it had like the red and stuff like that.
had the hilt. That was
Yeah.
pretty dope.
Yeah,
That is a
that was a
pretty
cool
cool
one.
Star Wars
There was some cool
lightsaber.
stuff, and he had a bunch of stuff like that. I'm gonna throw the sequels a bone. I mean, I guess there's so much overlap; it's even hard to tell, right? What's a sequel, merchandise,
Yes.
and what's a prequel? But
Yeah, what the hell? I'll
considering
give it to
they've had their throats slit and been bleeding out for about 30 minutes,
in the sand
yeah,
of Tatooine.
Tatooine, I'll give it to them. So, all right, that is 17 and a half points with the prequels and a pathetic. I mean, people left in the third quarter.
They were
Six,
toasted like Obi-Wan toasted Anakin on Mustafar. I
six and
hate
a half
you!
points
Ah,
for the sequels.
you're my brother, Anakin.
I feel like the whole if the first question of the day was the better costumes and we talked about Natalie Portman, the episode just would have been over. What is the question? What is better? The whole episode starts. We're going to talk about what's better, the prequels or the sequels. Question number one: what better? Natalie Portman. Thanks, folks. Good night.
All
Come
right.
back.
Good night. It's
just,
been fun. Uh, yeah.
just wins.
I think that's the
Natalie
way we have
Portman.
to end it. Like Portman
FTW.
and
Yeah.
yeah, I'm surprised. Honestly, I know the sequels are right now not having uh, it's still in that, oh, Disney's gonna retcon them so they don't exist, which is bullshit.
It's
They
not even
existed.
about the new movies for me because I don't want to come across as being that way because it's not about these are older and I grew up with them and these are new and they suck. Rogue One is honestly either my second favorite Star Wars movie out of all of them or like 1B. I love Rogue One. I don't give a
And
shit.
they
Who cares?
haven't
I
built
love
out the
Rogue One.
sequels.
But I'm saying that's a newer movie
Yes.
in on Earth, right? It came
Oh,
out later and I love that
A-
movie. So it's not about these
Andor,
sequels that are new.
Andor season 1 and 2. I mean, holy shit, brilliant.
I have to
Um,
watch that still. I
I
know,
think
don't.
that's the problem is that right now there isn't enough that helps build up the sequels because we're old enough to remember how much shit the prequels got, and people would
Yes.
laugh at us to even
Yeah.
be waxing poetic about certain things about the prequels. I
Yes.
feel like the sequel time will get there. They just Disney and Lucasfilm have to just do more to flesh out that post
Well,
second Death Star.
they also flooded the market. I don't think helped them either,
But
but that's
everything
another
they do,
conversation.
everything they've made, 90% of the stuff they've made has been prequel era Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah.
It's been
I would.
great, but it's been prequel era Star
I
Wars.
mean, but it's not been Natalie Portman's outfit. Anyway, we just need to stop because we're gonna
Yes.
lose all our female listeners.
Need to talk nicer to the senator from the book.
All right. Anything you want to
This is
say here
how
before we drop off here
so this is how democracy dies
with
with
Natalie
thunderous
Portman's outfit
applause.
for her outfit?
Yes. Um
Jordan,
I
I
will
really
say
was uncomfortable with the amount of times you and your
no,
friend
she
Matt were
understands.
talking about Natalie Portman's
No,
outfit.
my mother understands.
I mean, I don't stand yet. Samuel L. Jackson is a handsome man. Why couldn't you talk about him for a few
Very
minutes?
handsome man. We could talk about his robes.
I like my
Um
men like I like my coffee. All right, sorry.
not if you see my father. Uh hi dad, I know you're listening.
Yeah.
Um
All right. We are just
yeah, that's
gone.
that's
All right.
I'll leave it at
I'm gonna
that.
I'm gonna take the reins here back. All right. So movies, music, and middleage.com is the website. From there, you can get to our YouTube, Apple, Spotify, Patreon, whatever your streaming method of choice is. Please add a comment, follow, like, subscribe, recommend us to anybody, and any suggestions about things you want to hear in the future, please let us know. And as always, we appreciate you listening. So thanks for joining, everybody.
Thank you all. May the force be with you.
That's right. May the fourth be with you. Take care, everybody.